Following the latest court ruling on the NewJeans case, the group is apparently set to return to HYBE soon, but things are already getting quite messy and they could get much worse. Since April 2024, NewJeans has been involved in the long and complicated legal dispute that exploded between HYBE executives and Min Hee-jin, CEO of their subsidiary Adore, who's also the mind behind the group. The members strongly supported Hee-jin, and after her removal from the position of CEO of Adore, they threatened that they would leave HYBE if she wasn't reinstated, sending an ultimatum to the company. However, HYBE didn't budge, and in November 2024, NewJeans announced that they were terminating their exclusive contracts with Adore. This led to another messy legal dispute between NewJeans and HYBE, who wanted the group to return to Adore and argued that they couldn't terminate their contracts. NewJeans initially tried to work independently, but Adore soon obtained an injunction that banned the group from any activity, so they went on hiatus. Nevertheless, the dispute continued, and various rounds of negotiations between the two sides failed. On October 30th, the court released a decisive ruling in favor of Adore, arguing that the NewJeans members couldn't terminate their contracts just because of Hee-jin's dismissal as CEO. According to the court ruling, even without Hee-jin, Adore was still able to properly promote the group and produce their music, despite the fact that there was little trust between the two sides. The court also dismissed NewJeans' claim of workplace harassment and argued that Adore did enough to protect the members. This ruling means that NewJeans' contracts with Adore are still valid until their expiration in 2029, and the members are legally obliged to return to the company. Immediately after the ruling, the legal representatives of the group announced that they would appeal the decision and claimed that it was impossible for NewJeans to return to Adore since their trust in the company had completely collapsed. Instead, Adore celebrated the ruling, adding that they had completed preparations for the next activities of NewJeans, including the release of a new full-length album. At first, it looked like the situation wasn't improving at all, but then everything suddenly changed. On November 12th, Adore released a statement announcing that NewJeans members Haerin and Haein had expressed their intent to return to the company and continue their activities. A few hours later, Minji, Hani, and Danielle released their own statement, explaining that they had also decided that they wanted to return to Adore. However, they added that their announcement was delayed by the fact that one of the members was in Antarctica and Adore wasn't responding, so they were forced to release the statement separately from the other members. Adore initially stated that they were checking whether Minji, Hani, and Danielle really wanted to return, and the following day, they announced that the members would soon hold individual conversations with the company. This unexpected turn of events has caused a ton of discussion online, and many were shocked that the NewJeans members had agreed to go back to HYBE after such a lengthy and messy dispute. Others were confused by how the members announced their return separately, wondering what the current status of the relationship between them was. Meanwhile, many are curious about how the other girl groups managed by HYBE, LE SSERAFIM, and KOOKIELIT will react to the return of NewJeans. In fact, these two groups have been dragged into the long-standing battle between NewJeans and HYBE, and many of their fans claim that this damaged their reputation. Previously, Hee-jin had claimed that NewJeans' debut was pushed back to make space for LE SSERAFIM to be marketed as the first HYBE girl group in years. Meanwhile, she also accused HYBE of copying NewJeans' concept and trying to replace the group with KOOKIELIT. Also, in the case of the alleged mistreatment of Hani, it was claimed that HYBE executives told the KOOKIELIT members to ignore her. These claims led to a lot of heated exchanges between different fandoms, which didn't help anyone. One post from a Korean forum on this issue quickly went viral, after showing how a lot of content about LE SSERAFIM and KOOKIELIT had malicious comments made by NewJeans fans. Many netizens criticized this behavior, while some blamed the fans' attitude on the NewJeans members, arguing that they should apologize to LE SSERAFIM and KOOKIELIT for all the damage they apparently suffered because of the legal battle against HYBE. Also, while it's unclear what the behind-the-scenes relationships are between the members of LE SSERAFIM, KOOKIELIT, and NewJeans, it's possible that everything that happened caused some tension between them, so NewJeans' return to HYBE could cause a lot of awkward moments with the other idols. Meanwhile, online posts arguing that NewJeans must apologize as soon as possible gained a lot of traction, especially among Korean netizens. More and more people online started to list instances in which the LE SSERAFIM and KOOKIELIT members had allegedly suffered or received hate because of NewJeans and their fans, adding fuel to the fire. In fact, the return of NewJeans seems to have reignited the conflict between the fandoms, which has now become more heated than ever. Making things worse, after KOOKIELIT released new teasers for their upcoming comeback, many began accusing the group of once again copying NewJeans' concept. In particular, many think that the latest KOOKIELIT pictures are plagiarizing the idea behind Pit Stop, the song that the NewJeans members revealed when they tried to promote independently from Adore earlier this year. This renewed conflict between fandoms is going to be a huge issue for NewJeans in their next activities, as countless famous fans of LE SSERAFIM and KOOKIELIT, along with many netizens who stand on their side, are already saying that they will boycott the group's new album and even any sponsorship deals they might get. This might result in a huge financial loss for HYBE, which seems to be betting on a big success for NewJeans' upcoming album. Adore is now apparently trying to intervene before things get too out of hand, as they recently announced that they're going to take legal action against those who post malicious content about the NewJeans members. Another aspect that might cause a lot of problems for NewJeans and HYBE is their apparent attitude towards the state of the K-pop industry recently. A past interview has reemerged in which the NewJeans members expressed their frustration with the Korean entertainment world, arguing that companies often view artists as commodities rather than real people. They also added that they wished that their case would bring a change to the K-pop industry, saying that they were proud of what they were doing. While they surely have a point, many now think that these statements are hypocritical since NewJeans ended up going back to the company they criticized so harshly. Some even believe that they shouldn't be criticizing the K-pop system since they benefited from it, and among these people are, without a doubt, HYBE executives who surely didn't like these statements. In fact, netizens and industry insiders aren't the only ones who are criticizing NewJeans and demanding an apology from them. After they announced their return to Adore, Korean media outlets also started to ask NewJeans to apologize, arguing that their legal battle against HYBE damaged the image of K-pop in South Korea in the eyes of the global public. This isn't all, as the behavior of the NewJeans members is even causing ridicule and mockery, as many are accusing the group of changing their minds too often and lacking professionalism. This got even worse when, on November 14th, it was revealed that the NewJeans members didn't appeal the latest court decision on their case, despite having announced that they would do it. Many are appalled by how NewJeans apparently gave up on their battle, and some think that it's now obvious that they did all of this for nothing. Many people who previously supported the group's battle are now criticizing their behavior and even mocking them. Given the group's previous claim that the KOOKIELIT members had to ignore them, some fans even made a list of HYBE artists that they don't want to see interacting with NewJeans, which ironically includes all the idols managed by the company. Even though this is just a joke, it shows just how much the public sentiment towards NewJeans has drastically changed. Now it seems evident that after the latest court ruling and their return to HYBE, the public's trust in NewJeans has diminished significantly, and support of their battle has now turned into a mockery of their behavior. While many have focused on NewJeans, the latest actions of Adore have also sparked backlash and criticism. Just one day after it was revealed that Haerin and Haein would return to the company, the official NewJeans YouTube channel released a video that focused solely on Haerin. While it's not unusual for K-pop groups to make videos with only one member, many found the timing to be quite suspicious, and some think that Adore did this on purpose to try to separate the members. In fact, even industry insiders are now skeptical about Adore's true intentions, and many are wondering whether they're going to hold a grudge against some of the members who criticized them more harshly, especially Minji and Hani. Some legal professionals even argued that Adore could be justified in terminating their contracts, as they could claim that launching a legal battle against the company led to immense damage for them. If they do this, Adore could get rid of the members they deem to be more problematic while keeping those who agree to work with them, breaking up NewJeans in the process. This scenario isn't even too far-fetched, as the fate of Hani, Minji, and Danielle is still up in the air, and their return to Adore isn't completely confirmed. Some people have even started to argue that the group shouldn't reunite as five, while others believe that NewJeans should be rebuilt around Haein and Haerin. Netizens have even suggested that Adore could launch a survival show to select 3 members to replace Hani, Minji, and Danielle as NewJeans members. While this is just an idea made up by netizens, it's gaining a lot of attention in Korea, as many argue that it would generate a lot of buzz, so seeing Adore picking up this concept can't be completely ruled out. At this point, it seems like Adore is still discussing with Hani, Minji, and Danielle about the conditions of their return, but according to some reports, the two sides still disagree on how much distance the 3 members should maintain from Heejin. This is causing even more criticism, as many think that after everything that happened, they shouldn't set conditions. Because of all these issues, the return of NewJeans to HYBE is going to be extremely messy and might cause a lot of problems behind the scenes. Meanwhile, the harsh criticism that the group is receiving might also cause their new activities to flop, leading to even more tension inside HYBE.